everything starts with a visit. You get people to Traverse City. It's not just about that tourist experience they're having. You open their mind to so much more about the beauty and wonder of Northern Michigan. And whether or not they'll be a resident or a longtime visitor, it's going to have potential positive impact and opportunity for years to come. So, Traverse City tourism, what is it? Who are we? So, roughly 40 years ago, the state of Michigan established the Public Act, PA 59, in 1980, that allowed hoteliers and property managers to establish what's called an assessment district. Normally it's the county. And they vote to establish these districts, and then they collect what many call a bed tax. For us, it's an assessment. And they pull those dollars into a pool of funds that then a board of directors selected from those hoteliers and property managers help to give guidance to and direction on how to promote a sustainable travel economy in that area. Basically, take full advantage of the resources that we have, the assets that we have in our community, all 4 seasons in our case. So in our region, it started with Grand Traverse County. We also have since partnered with Benzie County, and we also have some representation in Leelanau and Antrim County as well. So while we're called Traverse City Tourism, we definitely represent a broader swath of land. Not that visitors see borders, so they're just coming to have fun. This is a list of our current board members. Those top members are the lodging partners, and we've got some of the properties here. I don't think I've got any of my board members in the room. I apologize if I missed you. But then we also have affiliate members and members at large from the community who help to provide voice to other industries and give different perspective on what they see as it relates to the tourism industry. As a quasi-governmental entity in the state of Michigan, we have responsibilities back to the state as well. It's just not us as a staff and organization answering to a board of directors. We also have to answer to the state. And that happens to the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, the Travel Michigan branch of that organization, led by David Lorenz, the vice president of Pure Michigan, gives us some guidance as to how we should invest our funds. And they give us really 3 buckets that we can focus on. The obvious one, marketing and partnerships, destination development, and then policy and funding. Marketing and partnership needs little explanation. We promote, we sell, we provide PR and storytelling for the region. We work with others who have similar interests in that area. So destination development, it has to do with placemaking in a lot of ways. Finding ways to provide a value for a visitor that is also a value to that community. So it's not an exclusive investment in something that will benefit just those coming from out of market, but something that you locally might also benefit from, be it an investment in infrastructure or an event or something that increases your quality of life. Then policy and funding is just our ability to help advocate and educate on issues that matter most to our industry and our community and find funding for those opportunities to take full advantage. Our mission is to promote, protect, and enhance the Traverse City region, securing our position as a premier 4-season destination. 4 seasons is really important to us. Obviously, we don't have to do a whole lot of heavy lifting in the summertime. Most everybody's discovered us for our beaches and fun outdoor activities in the summer. But we've got 4 spectacular seasons. We've got a lot of assets here, hotel rooms, restaurants, a lot of jobs and small businesses that depend on year-round demand to stay solvent in this market. And much to the surprise of many when we share this is it's not just about promoting this area. We are about protecting and enhancing it. We know if we don't invest back in this community and protect and find sustainable ways to do business, we're not going to have anything to sell tomorrow. So we're very dedicated to that thinking. And the way we break this up, 3 main overarching goals for our organization are these. Driving commerce is number 1. We are an economic development tool of the state of Michigan. So our number 1 priority is to continue to drive economic activity in this market. We do it by way of bringing visitors here who share our values, who want to come, experience our space in a respectful way, and leave all their money here. So we can keep driving successful businesses and jobs. We're Destination Sherpas. I love this word. Sherpa, it's fun. It's about us helping people discover Traverse City, helping get them into market, help them get around the market once they get here, and then talk to them after their experience to see how it went, hopefully get them back again. We're also Sherpas for the business community and the community at large who wants to interface with the visitor. We're trying to help them understand the opportunity, maximize the potential for business to be done with the visitor while they're in market. Last but not least, we're a champion for the region. Obviously, we have our initiatives that are specifically focused on the tourism economy, but we are looking at a more broad picture. We are a part of this community. And so we lend our voice to a lot of initiatives that aren't necessarily directly associated, but maybe more indirectly, on big, wicked issues that our community deals with, be it housing, childcare, infrastructure. We're at the table for a lot of these conversations. So the work gets done. Obviously, I'm not the only one on the team. You met Whitney. We've got a team of roughly 20. They're working in sales, they're working in PR, they're working in marketing, social media, they're running our visitor center, they're doing administrative work. So it's a great team. I'm really proud of this group. They do a lot of great work every day. They make me look good. So the first group I'll kind of talk about is the sales and services group. So this is the team that goes out and tries to find the next conference or meeting or a special event that'll do business in one of our 7 full-service properties or in some of the venues, wonderful venues we have all across our region. Could be indoor, could be outdoor, but typically the constants this group focuses in on conferences. I put these graphs up here to illustrate kind of the volume of business we were doing prior to COVID. Obvious dip. I bet I've got a little laser pointer on here. Let me see. That always makes it more fun. Here we go. Look at that. The chart dips. You economists, you want to know. So this graph shows it go down. And I put this in our annual meeting to illustrate the point that it is coming back. The group business is a really important part of our business because it allows us to focus in on need time. Obviously, a weekend in the middle of July is not a need time. We're probably not going to get a whole lot of conference interest in the middle of July. But we can focus in on the shoulder seasons, fall and spring, when we have less leisure travel interest, and in the winter time. It also helps us fill midweek. A lot of these conferences will come in and fill hotel rooms and venues that otherwise would go vacant because the majority of leisure demand tends to fall on the weekends. We also do a lot of this, we call assists, and that's business that's coming in the market that maybe we didn't recruit here, but maybe somebody like Crystal Mountain has a big group that's coming in, and then we come out and we provide services and support for those groups to make sure they have a good experience and hopefully choose to come back. A lot of times we're getting these groups through association business in the state of Michigan. That's one of our key markets. We have corporate groups, but then we even slide into more of the social space too, helping with wedding planning and whatnot. Visitor Center, I think most of you are familiar with this spot. We're right across from the open space park down at the corner of Grandview Parkway and Union. Been there for 30 years now. And for those who've been around as long as I have, you might remember when it was a dilapidated service station that used to be on that corner. So having an opportunity to utilize a space that is so very key to our community, turn it into an asset, not only for visitors, but we get a lot of locals coming in, asking questions, but more importantly, it's a running water bathroom for all of those going to the Cherry Festival with nobody as a porta john. So that's a lot of the traffic we get. And of course, we take calls. We interface mostly with people on social media or email nowadays. But there's a lot of interaction between our visitor associates and making sure that everyone gets the answers they need to have a good experience in Traverse City. Visitor guide, print is not dead. I'm here to tell you, print is not dead. It's still extremely popular. Our visitor guide goes out. We're going to print 220,000 of these, send them all over the world. We do direct mail them down into certain markets that we know have the highest potential. And then we do a number of other guides, be it golf or wine, skiing or whatnot, trying to focus on those passions that people have. So we send out a lot of these, and we have them in the visitor center as well. Again, to be a Sherpa to help people connect with the visitor. Here's some of our web stats. This is, the numbers are what they are. I don't know if people really care much about, our volume of numbers, but I always like pointing out how much this has changed the mobile versus desktop access to our site. It's almost, it's about 3 to 1 mobile to traditional access. So you've got to make sure that your website is mobile friendly. You got to make sure that people can do the transactional work in that space. And of course, there's a variety of reasons reasons why people will come to our site, but mostly they're trying to plan a trip, find those fun attractions, food, wineries and whatnot. These are the top markets. Searching the site, it's also a fairly good reflection of the visits that we end up experiencing in market. Obviously, Michigan's going to be a top one. A lot in the Midwest. New York doesn't come as much of a shock. There's been a lot of demand, and we have 3 direct flights coming from the New York market. Florida, obviously, that crossover back and forth. Pennsylvania has kind of surfaced over the past 3 years. I would say they weren't even on our top 10 3 years ago. In Philadelphia, likewise, on the right-hand side. And we're seeing a lot of demand from the East Coast and the West Coast. The heat has also driven a lot of people up from the South. Texas has been on that list for a while, and we've had a direct flight to Dallas through American Airlines for a number of years as well. We do a lot in the space of social media. This is a way for us to have a conversation with a number of market segments. We're very strong in most of the platforms. TikTok is one that we started to work our way into. And it's interesting, this is in certain younger demographics, TikTok is actually the preferred tool to search for a destination and find out what to do once they get into a destination. So we continue to push the envelope on our side to make sure we're getting in front of the next customer, the next generation of customers. While the number may seem low of roughly 6,000, I want to say we have the most popular TikTok for a destination in the state, including pure Michigan, at least at the time I pulled those numbers. So a lot of impressions through that social media, but we also get a lot of earned media visibility throughout the year as well. You see that throughout the year, sometimes it makes it into the Record Eagle or other publications that, we're being recognized in some Wall Street Journal or New York Times, things like that. A lot of those are curated, those ideas are curated through our office, and we deliver those as ideas and concepts. Sometimes they reach out to us, and we just help facilitate the opportunity for media to come into market. But I always believe earned media is our best way to convert a customer. We can talk about it all day long, but if we can get someone else to share a testimonial about their experience, there's no better way to do it. So, and then this leads to accolades, and this is kind of a joke, but it's not, because these are really our accolades, and these keep coming and coming, and it's, best wine towns, best place to golf, how to resist the heat, go to the beach, do this, retire here, all these great things. We're known for a lot of wonderful stuff. So that's over the past couple of years. Those are some of the accolades we've received. But when it comes to spending dollars on advertising, a lot has changed over the years. When I first got on board 7 years ago, digital was maybe around 40%, maybe less of our budget. Now it's more than 57%. When you look at things like television, and maybe even print for that matter, there's probably a digital component to that now too that wasn't there more than 5-10 years ago. So the TV piece of it for us, a lot of that has to do with the Pure Michigan Partnership, which I'll talk about in a second. And then as you can see, we do promote in-state, but our job as a destination marketing organization is to try to cast the net further than our members can. So while I know there's some bigger properties and property management groups that can kind of reach out further into out-of-state markets, we really put emphasis on, broadening the reach, down in the Chicagoland area, Ohio, Indiana, trying to convert the markets we know have the highest potential, but then even trying new markets and partnering in ways to hit the markets where we know we have a higher level of opportunity to convert. So let's talk about the partnerships. Pure Michigan, which I referred to, we've been a long-time Pure Michigan partner. In fact, since its inception as a campaign, we've been a partner in this. And so this has allowed us opportunities to, again, cast that net further. This past year, the state MEDC had a program where Traverse City could invest $600,000, and Pure Michigan would match that $600,000, and then that would give us an opportunity to have a national television campaign and digital campaign with a value of more than $1.2 million. So that's a great return for us. And it, as I say, it's a brand thing that lives. It doesn't necessarily drive immediate return, but it's something that keeps Traverse City top of mind and helps explain who we are. We've also had opportunities to partner with other cool initiatives like going international and talking about international travel, which we do get quite a bit of international travel as people want to experience the Great Lake region. And we also get to do fun stuff like the Wine First episode on PBS. Maybe some of you saw that earlier this year. We had a big event at the State Theater to show that episode, and it is airing on PBS, so I encourage you to go watch it if you haven't seen it. It's a lot of fun. So anyways, we just created a new commercial with Pure Michigan. They had changed some of their campaign, and here's, if you haven't seen it, this is the current Trevor City.
Fresh coastlines,